Donald Trump just wrapped up a rally in Ohio where he spoke briefly about the incident in New York, where a plane carrying vice presidential candidate Mike Pence slid off the runway at LaGuardia. There were no injuries. Mr. Trump said he spoke with Governor Pence. Everyone was okay. He was glad to hear that. Earlier today, the Republican nominee hit the big towns of Springfield, Toledo, and Geneva with an anti-Obamacare message, all as his lead looks more and more like a statistical tie. Trump and Clinton neck and neck now, now separated by just 1 point in Ohio. Mrs. Clinton was campaigning in North Carolina today, where she appeared together with First Lady Michelle Obama for the first time in this campaign. They've never been out together. While the First Lady never mentioned the Republican nominee by name, she never does, but it was pretty clear who she was talking about. Watch.
The choice we face between those who divide this country into us versus them, and those who tell us to embrace our better angels and choose hope over fear.
Joining me now, Trump campaign national spokesperson Katrina Pierson and host of The Filter on SiriusXM Progress and DNC platform committee member Namiki Khan. Good to see you both.
Thank you.
Katrina, what do you make of Michelle Obama? Is she effective out there? Is she a threat to the Republican ticket?
I don't think she's a threat, but I do think she is effective. She's very popular, well-liked in her party, and that's exactly why that Hillary Clinton is having to prop her up. Because Donald Trump's plane sitting idle on a tarmac gets more live stream viewers than Hillary Clinton rallies. But more importantly, what was interesting about this particular event is Hillary Clinton opened for Michelle Obama, and that was startling.
And Hillary Clinton had more people there, 11,000, than she ever gets at her rally by herself.
Sure.
So what does that say?
Well, listen, Hillary Clinton is still beating Donald Trump in every single major poll, so it says a lot that she doesn't have to be taking the front seat. I mean, Michelle Obama is the most powerful figure.
So she was just being kind.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Michelle Obama, let's be fair, she's the most popular political figure in America today.
More so than Hillary Clinton.
But she's not running for office. Michelle Obama gave a rousing speech. This always happens in campaigns. When Hillary Clinton is not campaigning, her popularity goes up, but she's still beating Donald Trump, and that's what we need to pay attention to.
Katrina, the article's out today, this is from ABC, talking about how Clinton's ramping up her surrogate operation, and Trump's withers is the headline, talking about how Ben Carson, Newt Gingrich, Chris Christie, they all used to be much more visible on the campaign trail than they are right now. And the suggestion is that either Trump has decided they're not good, or these guys see a sink that is shipping, a ship that is sinking, and are trying to run off of it.
Or maybe cable news feels like they know what's going on. Our surrogates have been deployed to swing states because that's where this race is going to be won. They're in Florida, they're in Ohio, they're in Pennsylvania, and that's what they're doing.
Ben Carson, he is?
They are definitely campaigning for Mr. Trump.
Chris Christie?
I'm not sure what Chris Christie is doing right now, but I do know the other surrogates are out there. But what I will say is just because they're not on cable news every day doesn't mean that they're not out there campaigning. And again, Hillary Clinton brought up Michelle Obama. Hillary Clinton is supposed to headline her own event, and she can't do it because 30% of the people of this country still says she's
These surrogates are making appearances here and there, but they've gone down. That's the truth. You see far less of these guys than you saw before. And so you tell me whether the Trump campaign has reached the conclusion that they're not helping him. And, you know, in his defense, he doesn't have anywhere near a surrogate like Michelle Obama.
Absolutely.
I mean, there isn't one on the GOP side for him. It's the Trump show. It's the Donald Trump show. And he doesn't need, you know, nobody else can draw the crowds that he can draw. But he's only one man, and he can only be in so many places at one time. So you tell me why these surrogates are taking a lower role.
I think that they can read the statistics. They can read the numbers. Even Trump's own campaign, which uses this, they spend $100,000 a week on a data statistic simulation model that will basically simulate what it will look like on Election Day. And it reflects some of the more sophisticated modeling out there. They even know internally that he is down. It is pretty much impossible for him to win. The only way he could win, he has to win Florida. No matter what, he has to win Florida, and that's his only path to victory.
It's tight, Florida.
It's very tight, but that's his only path to victory, and it's very narrow. You look at a place like Ohio, where early voting is up 23% compared to 2008 and 2012 for Democrats right now. Every single simulation on the Democratic side shows that even though this is supposed to be a state where he has to win as well, Democrats are doing well with early voting. So I think all of his surrogates get the message, and they're thinking about their political future.
Except for the fact that the Trump campaign is actually up in early voting in Florida as well as Ohio and winning in the polls as of today in both of those states. It's going to be a close race.
Yep.
But at the same time, Donald Trump's rallies bringing 25,000 people, and that doesn't include the 132,000 that take time out of their day to go to a computer to live stream his events.
Got to ask you quickly. What did you make of Michael Moore's criticism that the Trump campaign has sliced his soundbite? I mean, at the end of that bit, he's very critical of Donald Trump. He does not support Donald Trump. And you've got Trump tweeting out, yeah, Michael Moore is right.
Because he is right. We do see the working class out there supporting Mr. Trump. And even though Michael Moore is anti-Trump, he's talking about being divisive. Donald Trump hasn't been out there calling people deplorables and irredeemable. He's not out there criticizing Catholics for wanting to baptize their kids. He's not calling,
he's alienating every single ethnic group that's not his own white working class ethnic group.
Mr. Trump only criticizes individuals, not the broad group of people. There is a major difference.
He's a socialist. But he's trying to suppress them, and that's what we have to keep in mind here.
Yeah,
the only strategy right now is voter suppression.
Well, that was documented in this article that he apparently cooperated with, the Trump team cooperated with for Bloomberg, but I got to leave it at that.
It was an unnamed source and not verified.
What, it was the social media guy who's running the whole thing was talking on the record to them. All right, I got to leave it at that. I got to go. That's next in part. Great to see you both.